American Environmental Review is a national platform where nature and technology meet, where protecting and preserving our precious resources takes center stage, where the spotlight seeps out and shines on the environmental innovators. This editorial series, featured on public television, takes an inside look at the outdoors, explores how the decisions we make today impact each of our tomorrows. CULTEC was handpicked as a featured guest because of its commitment to the environment in which we live. Over 70% of the Earth's surface is covered by water, but most of it contains salt, leaving only a small fraction that can be used by people. That fresh water follows a natural regenerative cycle of evaporation and precipitation. But this cycle is disrupted by the construction of buildings, parking lots, and highways that create barriers between the rain and the ground. With nowhere to go, the water can build up quickly. To avoid flooding problems, piped drainage systems have often been used.
Water was run directly off the property. It ran directly into the adjacent swales or onto adjacent property or into the nearest stream or storm sewer that was available.
But bypassing the soil and flushing high volumes of storm water into streams, rivers, and lakes can have a negative impact.
Generally, it washes any pollutants on the property into the adjacent areas, and also because you're trying to move the water off the property quickly, you have erosion conditions and downstream flooding problems.
Problems like these have led to changes in the Clean Water Act aimed at improving the long-term condition of the freshwater system. As a result, some states are requiring that stormwater be recharged through the soil into groundwater. Open basin systems have been shown to work, but land constraints often make them impractical, as was the case at Veterans Park in Florida.
This is a high-intensity site with lots of building and paving. With the price of property, we don't have enough room for on-site retention that's above ground.
In an effort to address the situation, technicians with Jensen Underground installed a subsurface recharging system.
This was really the only practical means of storing water on the site. It allowed us to have storage underground in lieu of having open storage, which would have used a lot of the parking.
We have to detain the water in the system and restrict the flow into the nearby stream in order to meet the governmental regulations.
The system conserves space while infiltrating water back into the ground. Developed by engineers with CULTEC, it utilizes a series of underground plastic chambers.
The structures are vacuum thermoformed, high molecular weight, high density polyethylene. And the vacuum thermoforming process lends extra strength to the material as it's finished. The units are connected together by an overlapping, interlocking, fully shouldered rib, which means that one rib is dimensionally sized and completely overlaps a rib that's positioned lower. So the connection is very strong, easy to install. The open bottom chambers allow for a good infiltration capability, as opposed to, say, perforated pipe that has limited perforations. The open bottom, being completely open, has a good interface that promotes infiltration.
It made an efficient site plan where we can get the amount of footage that we need out of the buildings to make it a commercial success.
This system met our recharging requirements because we have a very high water table and a very low land elevation. So we needed a low-profile, high-capacity system that would meet the environmental requirements of this area.
Water is essential for the vitality of all living things, as well as the environment in which they live. But it may be pioneering insights in hydrologics that help make it possible to manage and sustain a healthy supply.
The whole intention of these chambers is to detain water for a period of time to allow some treatment to take place. In conjunction with that, we've developed a new feeder system that's actually a replacement for a conventional pipe that is similarly shaped to the structure of the chambers themselves, which allows a slow distribution, a lower velocity of water to flow through the system and thereby be treated more effectively. Also, because of the shape, you get a higher amount of storage within a lower profile, which is sometimes critical in areas where you have high groundwater.
It's a very easy system to work with. The materials are light, it's easy for the laborers to handle, and this is the fastest system we've ever put in as of to date.
John F. Kennedy once said, "The supreme reality of our time is the vulnerability of our planet." It is a timeless statement. World population, consumption, and technology push forward, often more quickly than natural resources can support, or, with consequences, more costly than we can afford. The need for a unified effort to nurture, renew, and protect the planet has never been more compelling. Therefore, once again, American Environmental Review extends a special thanks to the companies and organizations that have risen to meet today's environmental challenges. This has been a presentation of WJMK.